Hello everyone, welcome. I want to show everybody the vital sign measurement scenario that we're going to go over today. As you can see right here, I'm bringing one of the sessions up. We have 4 different vital sign scenarios that we can use, A, B, C, and D. And right now I'm just selecting A. Each one of these are actually 3 different cases for each particular scenario, and I'll show you that when we get into there. Right now, I'm going to highlight A, and then you can look at the objectives here, and then click OK. And let that load. So what we're primarily going to be concentrating on today is just this area right over here, the cases right here. And so how this works is you'll have one student will actually be sitting at the control station in the control room running this piece of software, while another student will be in the actual sim room with the mannequin. And the idea is the student in the room with the mannequin will take a set of the vital signs, and that'll include a systolic blood pressure, a diastolic blood pressure, respiratory rate, and heart rate. Temperature we don't do on this one, do that a different way. But those are the 4 that you're primarily going to be taking. You can see right now that the mannequin is in a state of pause. So we want to wake that mannequin up. It doesn't start the scenario when you do this. We'll just do that by hitting play. That'll wake the mannequin up. For the students that are running out of the control room, you'll want to be able to communicate with the folks that are actually in the sim rooms. And we do that by this little piece of software right here. It's called X panel, and it just kind of sits on top of the simulator software. And I'll scroll down here to get my buttons into view, and you can see that there are 3 buttons to choose from. You get simulator voice, which we're not going to use for this particular scenario because you're really going to be communicating with them through the overhead speaker. You'll be using that same microphone that's sitting in front of you at the workstation in the control room. And you're just going to use the left mouse button, click and hold the button, and then that'll activate the microphone. And then with the headphones that you'll have on, you can communicate back and forth with the students that are in the sim room. So it's outside of that, it's pretty simple. The student that's in the sim room, they're going to do 3 cases, one case after another, before we'll switch roles. So after we'll call the student in the room, we'll call her Jane. After Jane finishes all 3, Jane will then go into the control room and relieve Mark. Mark will then go into the patient sim room and do a whole different set of cases. So we chose vital sign measurement A. So when Mark it's his turn, he'll go in and he'll do vital sign measurement B, and he'll have 3 cases to work with. So what we need to do is just Mark will just click Start Case 1 in the control room, and then you can see that it's outlined here with the 4 vital sign numbers that we're kind of looking for: systolic, diastolic, pulse, and respirations. At this point, Mark will get in over the overhead speaker and say, "Okay, Jane, go right ahead. You can start." And then Jane will begin. You can start however you'd like. If you want to do blood pressure first, that's fine. If you want to do pulse first, fine. Doesn't matter which one you choose. So we'll just go in order here. We'll say that Jane is getting systolic, so we'll click on that. That you're going to dial in the numbers right here. So let's say that Jane chose 126, somewhere in there, and you can get real close by clicking the edge of the scroll bar here, and then that'll bring up a magnifying glass so you can actually control it a little bit better. And so you'll dial that in. Okay, she says 126 on that, and you see it goes away. And then we go to the diastolic, and then do the same thing. And we'll just choose a number here. We'll just say it's 60, thereabouts. All right, and I'm just guessing here. And then the pulse, same thing. Just dial it in, 134, and then respirations, same thing. Mark will be choosing these as she tells. Okay. All right. So then the instructor, the actual person running the program, will get some feedback. So you can see I got them all wrong, but it does tell me what those correct values are. And Jane, who happens to be in the room, she can see that too. We just have to switch monitors so you can see what Jane sees on the patient monitor that's in the room. So I'm going to switch over to monitor 2. And you can see this is what Jane sees in the room. So she has a frowny face, and it's just telling her what values she got wrong, and in this case they're all wrong. What Jane doesn't know is how far off or what the correct values were. So I would recommend to those running this that you hop on overhead speaker and just let them know what the actual values were, to see how far off they may have been while they're doing their sessions. So after that's over, we're just going to select a new case, and remember, Jane's going to do 3 in a row. So you would start with case 2. You can start with case 3 if you want. Any of these can be started. It doesn't matter which ones you start first, but we'll just go in order here. Start case 2, and then again we're doing the same thing over again. We're just filling in what Jane thinks is happening with the mannequin. Mark fills this out. And I can kind of cheat because I know what the settings are over here. The person actually running the scenario can see exactly what the mannequin is set to right over here in this section. So I can see that the systolic is 96. And we really do want to kind of stay away from helping each other out on this. We want everyone to try and get it the best way they can off the mannequin without any insight from the person running the software. So please try and refrain from letting your fellow students know what the correct values are. Idea here is to actually master the ability to get these vital signs off the mannequin. All right, so we got a congratulations. That's what the instructor gets, and then what the person sees in the room, this is what they get. They'll get a gold medal. And there's one other one that you'll get, and it's an OK, where you just miss one of the values out of the 4. So you get them all right, you get a gold medal. So that's really what you're wanting to shoot for. So after Jane is finished with all 3 of those, again, we're going to switch out. Marco will leave this station and go to the sim room. We'll want to restart everything to a fresh new set of cases. So in order to do that, we'll go to stop the session, start a new session, click OK. And we always run from automatic mode. We'll just choose B and load up that set of data, and it's going to look just like you saw in A. It's just going to come up with 3 brand new cases, completely different parameters. The idea is that hopefully by case 3 you're getting OKs in gold, hopefully gold medals. And if you're getting gold medals, then we feel that you are prepared enough to move on to doing normal scenario throughout the semester, because all of your scenarios do involve getting a set of vital signs prior to moving on and giving some sort of treatment to your patients. So please try and master this. If you have any difficulties, come see Erin or myself, Lonnie, and we'll be happy to work with you and get you to this point of seeing gold medals. Thanks so much.